no biggie. Honestly, I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. Leaving my mark like a I see no biggie. Ain't biting my tongue, I can't be no.
It's week 2 of the National Football League, and our focus is on the Lions' veteran running back. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the Lions and the Commanders just ahead on EA Sports.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Commanders making their way out. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter. It's Taylor Heineke.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
Play action now. Here's Heineke. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Heineke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Heineke. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Dropped for a loss of 7 and multiple defenders.
They're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And taken at the 46. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the 7th-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his 2nd season as a Lion.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. This is caught by Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up for the first and goal.
From the 2, here's first and goal. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
Williams is in for a Lions touchdown. So good job there, Charles, taking advantage of the short field, and they score first, punching it in on the short touchdown run.
I love the theme there, right? They didn't have to do anything big on that drive. Took advantage of where they were on the field, took it downfield, put the ball in the end zone. The only thing big on that drive, the 6 on the scoreboard.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead at 7-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. And let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offensive move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
On third down, Heineke. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Levi Onwuzurike. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. Taken at about the 36. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, Goff. Throws out left, it's caught by Williams. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Charles, we're going to look at the Lions 2022 draft class. And this class will probably be remembered for the guy that they took number 2 overall, the hometown kid, Aiden Hutchinson. But beyond him, really a lot to like about this group that Detroit brought in.
And Brandon, it's not often that any kid doesn't want to go number 1 overall in the draft. But Aiden Hutchinson, he was ecstatic to go number 2 and go to the home state Detroit Lions. And how about the Lions trading up from 32 to take wide receiver Jameson Williams, 12th overall out of Alabama. Speed, speed, speed.
Now Goff on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, a Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line. Here's Heineke. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Heineke to throw it. And a dump off here to Robinson. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline, right?
Sammy sideline. You know something, the tackle's pretty mental. He's tougher than an average. Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They can use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Take it in at the 22. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions to take over. They were victorious a week ago over Philadelphia. They lead here as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and then connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go and touchdown.
Jameson Williams with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Badgley on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. To throw is Heineke. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. On third down, here's Gibson. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And taken right at the 35. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this.
After review of the play.
So that challenge is successful. On 1st and 10, Goff. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Goff. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Good completions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Tress Way now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. And some room to work. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the 2nd quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a 2nd game, and they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Mac Jones with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Deshaun Watson on fire, 3 touchdown passes. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Lions, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. These 2 coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the 2nd half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their 36-yard line.
He'll set up to throw from the gun. That pass caught. It's Williams.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The first play of the second half. A big success, over 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Goff. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. From the red zone now, Goff. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And the Lions are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it, for them to get...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
First possession of the second half now for Washington. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Throwing, Heineke. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown.
Well, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick-6 is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Here's Tressway now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. fielded just inside the 30.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Veteran Jared Goff back out with his Lions offense.
He really continues to pick apart this defense. Last drive, perfect, and it culminated in his 3rd touchdown pass.
As long as we've been doing this, how many times has a player in this type of a zone described the game as really slowed down?
Yep.
So right now, instead of warp speed, it's
snail's pace.
Oh, snail's pace for him, and he can do whatever he wants. Looks like he has all the time in the world to throw the ball, and his offensive line has been giving him that.
And he's got room. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
I know she'll keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Badgley on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tressway now, as he's on to punt for Washington. This is taken at the 15. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. They find some open field here. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
137 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Goff. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington 16. coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
And he'll take this one down near the 15.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on third down. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And the Lions are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. On second and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. He'll get it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt, the head coach. He wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the officials saw as this play will stand as is. On 1st and 10, Heineke.
His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
Working out of the gun. Here's Heineke.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They called out a punt of 38 yards officially. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
And didn't it feel like you get a touchdown, and then the defense jumped up and said, hold it, we're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for Detroit, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.
I come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. I pull the sword out the border, walk a floor full of cobras.